Welcome. Life's messy, funny, and full of stories worth telling. On Cat Stories, we bring you a bunch of short ones every time, quick, relatable, and maybe just what you needed today. My name's Kathleen and let's jump in. And for our next post, am I the idiot for wanting to tell my boyfriend to grow up? I 18 yo F have been in a relationship with my BF 17 yo M for almost 2 years now. We had sort of a weekly routine: gym on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, dinner at his house on Thursdays, do whatever shows up on the weekends, and I give conversation lessons to non-English speakers on Tuesdays. Here's our current problem. His dad cooks us dinner and also for his brother and mum on Thursdays, but he decided that he's going to play football with his friends on Thursdays, which means we'll have to change the dinner day. I'm on medical school and I have a very tight schedule with the classes, gym, and the lessons I give. He wanted to put dinner on Tuesdays, but I have the lessons and is the only day my student has availability to have them. Then he wanted to change it for one of the gym days, making Thursday one of the gym days, but my class ends at 6:30 p.m. on Thursdays, making it very hard to go to the gym after I'd have no transportation and the workout would end almost at 9:00 p.m. I suggest we move the dinner day to the weekend, but he said he didn't want to. Didn't give me any further explanation, but moving the gym to the weekend wouldn't be possible because it's only open during the morning, and he has school stuff on Saturdays morning. We're from private, so that's why, and he simply refuses to get up in the morning to go on Sundays. Here's where the grow-up part comes. He acts like a baby every time he needs to wake up early, and he acts lazy all day. Last year, around mid-December, I had to get him and my dad suits for my high school graduation. Since it was getting close to the graduation day, I wanted to go to the stores right after they opened for a better chance of getting good clothes. I called him about 8:30 a.m. asking if he could be ready by 9:30 a.m. so we could go, and not only he was mad at me for waking him up so early, even though the day before I told him we needed to get the suits and that we would probably go on the next day, he also told me it was not possible, saying that he could only get ready by 10:30 a.m. That happened so many times that I can't even count anymore. He would feel lazy during the afternoon, begin to whine and make us late for something we had scheduled, wake up early in the morning and whine and be lazy all day, acting like he didn't want to be there even when it was something that meant something to me, and ruin the good mood. I don't like that he acts like that every single time we do something together. I don't like that he suggests that I should stop giving my paid lessons just because he doesn't want to wake up early around 9:00 a.m. on Sundays to go to the gym, or that I should figure it out a way to do one of the other options for the same reason. I don't know how to tell him I don't like that behavior without making him crazy mad at me, and I don't know how to tell him I think he is being selfish for suggesting that. Please help. And for our next post, am I the idiot? My roommate wants to blame me for things that are also her fault. My roommate's cat has been peeing in the common space, and yesterday she took him to the vet. Finally, after dealing with this since almost November, she came home and fully blamed my cat for her cat's bladder being inflamed, which could be one of the reasons, but when I told her that there are other factors that could have also caused it, but completely dismissed what I was telling her. She leaves her cat alone all night after kicking him out of her room to sleep. When I wake up around 6 am, I can always hear him crying for food and attention, but she doesn't get around to seeing him until after 10 am, and even if she feeds him, she still leaves him in the common area and pays no attention to him at all, and he's constantly trying to get into my room. I understand she wants to keep the cats separated, but there are other factors in him peeing everywhere. There have been times where she has come home to him crying and ignored him, so he peed on things in the middle of trying to talk to her. I sensed that it wasn't a good idea to continue since she wasn't taking any accountability. Then her ex-boyfriend, another one of the roommates who she constantly complains about, blows up our group chat with these messages. Like I offered her the solution of let us know or ask if you can let our cat out instead of just letting him out and communicating, so we can reduce when he's in the common area and see how that works, and she just refused to respond. I even explained that we should get rid of the cat litter boxes we share since it caused territory issues, and she continued to dismiss that it causes territorial issues. And for our next post, am I the idiot? Am I right to be pissy? Okay, so to make a long backstory short, my husband and I fell on terrible times and we lost our home, so we moved in with some really good friends. The friends who are in the rent home is a couple, L female and N male, with a kid and a single male S. Well, another friend B got kicked out after a breakup and sleeps in the living room while my husband, kids, and I have the basement temporarily. Typically after about 111 my son 3 and I go upstairs so we can eat and he can play with their kid also 3. Well, the wife, who I'm really good friends with, asked if I can stay downstairs with my kids until around the time her husband goes to work so they can spend one-on-one time together with their kid. I understand family time is important, but he's really similar to my husband and he spends most his free time at his computer and playing games with his headset on. There's also a lot of people in the home, so I assumed even though her husband put his gaming stuff in the living room that the living room would be space for everyone. Am I the idiot for getting upset? I feel like I can't tell anyone without causing problems and I hate confrontation. Update: I was told to add further information. The house is the single male's family home and has no issue where we are as long as we're not really loud during work hours. He works from home on the second floor. We also bought $400 worth of groceries for everyone. I've bought the couple's dog food and gas and medication for the sick husband. The agreement was also once my husband gets a job, he does have one, just hasn't started yet, that we help out with bills. We were also told to stay down in the basement by the couple until the husband goes to work anywhere from 24 p.m. And for those saying go outside or to a park, it's currently winter here. My kids are 1 and 3 and we live out in the country. And for our next post, am I the idiot for telling my roommate her BF needs to visit less? We moved into this apartment a little less than a month ago, and last week her boyfriend spent the night 3 times. This week so far he has spent 4 nights here, today being the 4th, and on our lease it states home shall only be occupied by resident and the following occupants, and any other occupants not listed below are unauthorized. He is not listed. On another page it says that a violation of the lease constitutes a default, with one of the violations being having unauthorized occupants. With that being said, I have been worried we may get evicted if this continues. On top of that, we struggle to pay rent and utilities, and he uses our water and electric and doesn't pay a dime. With the frequency of his visits, I think this is a problem. Anyways, today I decided to respectfully talk to them about this. I said with him being over so often, we could be evicted for violation of the lease agreement. She said no, none of his stuff is in here, and he doesn't live here. I responded with his stuff being in here wouldn't be a problem. He may not technically live here, yet he's an unauthorized occupant who is here very frequently. Basically, she told me she knows we won't get evicted, and that her boyfriend is over so often because she's going through a lot and can't see him anywhere else. They both have cars, jobs, and place to live. I brought up the issue that he uses up resources. She just stared at me. Since none of that seemed to matter to her, I said that being a person who also lives here, it does bother me when he is over so often. She said okay. I asked if she has anything to say. She said she has nothing to say. I then asked if she's gonna do anything about it. She said no, probably not. I said I wish you would respect me more, and walked away. Was I being an a-hole for saying this stuff to her? I give her a decent amount of money for rent each month, and give her money for electric, so I feel like I should have a say in stuff. And for our next post, am I the idiot H for mentioning my friend's 18 plus AO3 account to her parents? Hi Reddit, this is a throwaway account obviously, but I really need her opinion. I, 19F, mentioned my friend's 18F AO3 account to her strict parents. My friend, who we will call Claire, is going to graduate high school this year. She's been trying to convince her parents to support her career path in journaling, but they aren't supportive in it at all. From what I've heard and seen, they do not believe she has the talent. She does, in my opinion. Her writing is really good and really shines on her AO3 account. Here's where I might be the idiot. Claire had a quick Safeway run, so that left me with her mom. She asked me on my opinion of Claire's want to go into journaling, and I said I think she has the passion and she's good at writing. She has a whole account where she just writes stories and it gains a lot of traction. I said something along those lines, I don't remember. Claire's mom was really interested in this and asked more and more about the account. I didn't go super in detail because some of the stuff Claire writes isn't really something her mom would like. I scrolled through Claire's account for just a bit to show the numbers she got. Her mom didn't say much. This Monday Claire texted me calling me a bitch and told me I ruined her relationship with her parents. Apparently me scrolling through her account for a second gave her mom enough time to catch the username. She then read almost all of Claire's stories apparently and printed out the parts where Deku and Bakugo kiss where Venom enters Eddie and showed it to Claire. She mentioned some freaky inflation furry shit too, and TBF I didn't know about that. And I guess she mentioned I was the reason she found the account. Claire's calling me an idiot. Mutual friends too. What do you think, Reddit? Am I the idiot for revealing my friend's AL3 account? And that's a wrap for today's stories. If you had a favorite or something similar happened to you, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. See you soon. Cat signing off.